How are you? Welcome. You see my face? This is moi. My name is Doc S. I am the owner and manager and content creator of Doc's Diaries, making memories. I've decided I'm going to keep that name until I have finished my vision board for my YouTube career or for my YouTube journey. Okay, so my voice is getting better. If you were here yesterday, you know that I spoke about, was it yesterday or the first day now? I spoke about the lessons I learned from my sick bed. I'm still recovering. My voice is still, a bit scratchy, so to speak. I mean, my throat. So I will not be for long. Hello, Gerardo Paredes. Bienvenidos. ¿Cómo estás? I have a new friend, a new super fan that is always following me. So, I just thought I would come here very quickly, probably 10 minutes. So there's no need to edit. Like I said, I won't be editing. I'll just be using this channel as a memoir and probably also as a journaling. So probably you see me every day. I don't know, but we're trying to grow this channel. We're trying to take this YouTube thing very seriously this year, trying to be intentional about about my personal growth. Okay. So I sat down this morning and intentionally, deliberately chose what I was gonna have for breakfast. Not that today's breakfast is going to make me lose weight, but like I said in my last broadcast, every little step counts. ¿Cómo estás, Gerardo? Every little step counts. A lot of times you've heard the expression, the journey of 1,000 miles begin with the first step in the right direction. Okay, many a times we want to win now and we want to win big. You have to realize that before there is a harvest, there has to be a planting season, and after the planting season, there has to be a rooting season where the seed takes root in the soil before you can actually see the germination, where you begin to see the plant growing out of the earth. Okay, so if last year didn't work for you, um, you can always take it as your planting season. You can take it as a time where you are taking root, because one thing failure tells us, or what actually failure means, is that you tried and you discovered something that will not work or something that can work. Okay, so failure is not necessarily negative or a bad thing, except if you don't learn from it. So this year, I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not ashamed to tell people that I failed in certain goals that I had placed for myself last year. But I want to intentionally take baby steps every day towards the person I want to become in the future. The future is not given. We do not know how many years we have on earth, but we do know that we're alive. We hope that we'll live to fulfill all of our dreams. And just because the time allotted to us is unknown to us, that is why every day matters. One of the first things that you can do for yourself is is um, you know take things, and break it down into smaller chunks. Okay, I remember when I was in economics class, someone said, my teacher had told us, when you make a list, you have to have a scale of preference, right? And then you have to now take that scale of preference. He was talking about debt, and he says the best thing is to start paying off your smaller debts before you go to the bigger debt, so that it doesn't overwhelm you. And life is just like a debt you owe yourself, first of all, before you owe anybody. Gracias, Benito. Benito, dear, how are you? So, this year, I want to encourage you to make one small change. For example, if you are learning a new language, in my like I'm doing this year, the best thing you can do, you're learning English or you want to learn English, make one sentence, learn one word. For example, good morning, good evening, everybody knows how to greet. Look for that sentence and say, for example, you take the word to be, right? And then you learn the present tense of to be. Tomorrow you learn the past tense of to be. And then you learn the future tense of to be and you build on it. And then you begin to look for words, you begin to look for adjectives. Actually, that's how my Portuguese teacher is teaching me. So he just gave us quiero, which is quero, and then he begins to tell us quero aprender, quero falar, quero, you know, and you begin to build on it, building blocks every day. Put one building blocks every day. If your goal is to lose weight, change just one meal, just one meal in a day. For example, this morning I intentionally did a high protein, high fiber breakfast for myself. Like I'm very, very um, intentional about my breakfast because for me it's the most important meal of the day. So instead of just having whatever, I decided to make sure that it had some protein, but not only protein because everybody raves about it. I wanted it to have some nutrients inside. So I was telling myself I'm going to make a balanced diet. That's what we called it when we were growing up anyway, where you had all the whole nutrients, the six nutrients. So you do that, and in the evening, if you can eat some things, but at least that one day, one meal, one healthy meal a day would have totaled 365 meals in the whole year. That is a big step. If you're trying to exercise, just start with moving around for 5 minutes, you know, and 5 minutes multiply that by 365 days of the year. Whatever it is, if you're going to school, do that assignment, study for 5 minutes. My French teacher was telling us you don't have to study for 15, 20 minutes every 2 days or twice a week. Just take 5 minutes of the day and study. I was not very good in maths. So I that used to work for me when I was in class. After classes, I'll do my assignment while my brain is fresh. So you look for ways to make life easier for you. It's very much effective to make mini changes every day, and they really compound. And at the end of a week or a month, 3 months, you begin to see the difference. Now that you have begun to make those differences, we are at the closing of day. Where I am now is about 6 o'clock in the evening. I don't know what time it is in your place, if it's night, if you're in the night before you sleep. As you're laying down on your bed, ask yourself, what is that one thing that used to be hard for you that you couldn't do but you did today? What is that new habit that you are forming? Um, did you study more? Were you able to open your book to study? Were you able to take that course? Were you able to go through that course? Were you able to listen to that one motivational podcast, or make a healthy meal for yourself, or go for that walk? For me, today, my victory is that I didn't play video games. Yeah, I'm trying to get off video games. That has been my biggest addiction. I'm always on my phone playing video games. So I've been up for over 14 hours and I didn't play any video game, and my hands are itching. So I decided I was going to come here and share with you. And what was I doing while, in order not to do that, I decided to rather listen to an audiobook, to get busy. I decided to spend time with my friends and chat as opposed to burying my head in my phone. And also, to remind myself every time the urge came to press that game, to go back, play that game, I always told myself, no, I need to protect my eyes. So let's do that. I wish you all the very best. Find that one thing that you have done today that has always been difficult for you, even if it's just this week and you did it. Say, for example, you went to bed early. Today is Friday. If you have gone to bed, you chose to go to bed early. If you went to bed early this week, celebrate it, celebrate yourself. That positive encouragement helps you to keep track as you build positive habits in your life. Where is my friend Geraldo? Chevy Plus and Benito Diaz. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.